Wow, what an incredible 2 days it's been. Yesterday we woke up at 4 o'clock and drove to Zabriskie Point in Death Valley for sunrise. Absolutely stunning views. Prettiest pictures I've ever taken, probably. Then we drove around Death Valley to Artist Palette, Golden Canyon, Badwater, and ended the day at Mesquite Sand Dunes for sunset. This morning we woke up again at 4:40, drove to Dante's Peak in Death Valley for another beautiful sunrise, and then we drove north and west through Death Valley to Badwater again and Father Crowley Point over the Panamint Mountains and into the town of Lone Pine. Just north of Lone Pine, we stopped in Alabama Hills and drove up Movie Road, where lots of Western movies have been filmed here. They have little markings where you can go and see all the different kinds of films. And we took a 0.8 mile loop trail to see a number of arches, including the famous Mobius Arch. And then we found this amazing boondocking site right here. Best boondocking I've ever had so far, with the Sierra Nevada foothills in the background. And we just enjoyed our afternoon and evening here and living the best life here. Definitely living the dream. This is it. This is as good as it gets. If you're ever in Death Valley, make sure you take the time to get up early and go see the sunrise at Zabriskie Point. The views from Zabriskie Point are absolutely stunning. Won't regret it. Totally worth getting up at 4 a.m. Zabriskie Point, Death Valley. Driving the road from Furnace Creek to Badwater, the first thing you're going to see on the left is Golden Canyon. Wait 4 mile one-way hike to Natural Bridge. Alright, a long drive for not much of anything here. Ghost town of Raleigh, way out near Beatty, Nevada. Well, this looks like the spot that's happening. Should have had lunch here, looks like. Despite the frenzy of mining claims following the discovery of gold at Sutter's Mill, California, the most profitable mines in this region were the borax mines in the 1830s. This is the Harmony Borax Works, where borax, sodium borohydrate, the white gold of the desert, was mined. For more than a century, the 20 Mule team has been the symbol of the borax industry, on product labels and history books, and on television. The status is well earned. Mule teams help solve the most difficult tasks that face Death Valley borax operators, getting the product to market. The best time to drive Artist Palette Drive, a one-way loop, and to see the beautiful colors on the sides of the Panamint Mountain range, is in the late afternoon sun. In the early morning, the colors are all washed out. You want to go late afternoon where you have that low angle lighting on the mountains. You also want to get out of your car and just go away from the viewpoint and climb up some of the hills to get better views. When we were here this morning, the colors were really drab and washed out. But look how they pop now in the late afternoon sun. One of the best spots to take sunset pictures in Death Valley is at the Mesquite Sand Dunes here. In the late afternoon light, the golden hour, you get to see the ripples on the sand, and it really illuminates the mountain. Sand Dunes. Day 2 and another great sunrise here at Dante's Peak. So we got to Badwater around 9:30, 10 o'clock on the second day in Death Valley, and it was still a little bit in the shade. We walked out about a mile. So if you want to see the actual salt flats at Badwater, where you have the classic hexagon shapes of salt coming out of the ground, you have to walk farther than you think, and it's really, really hot during the midday and late afternoon. Even in May, temperatures reach over 100 degrees. This is the hottest place on Earth. The highest recorded temperature ever on the planet was recorded here in Death Valley at Badwater, 134 degrees in the shade. So you want to make sure you have lots of water and head out on the salt flats early in the morning. The salt flats here at Badwater, you have to walk out about a mile. We're here around 8 in the morning. It's not too hot yet. The only ones out here right now. After leaving Stovepipe Wells in Death Valley, you have to climb about 5,000 feet in elevation and then go back down 5,000 feet in elevation in order to get to the the salt flats near Panamint Springs. On the drive down, our brake lights went on because our brakes overheated and we had to stop and put a little more brake fluid in the front of the engine. Headed out of Furnace Creek west and on 190 up over the Panamint Mountain range to Father Crowley Vista, still in Death Valley National Park. When you visit the Alabama Hills, make sure you take the 0.8 mile loop trail to see the arches. It's a well-marked trail with stones on either side of the path, and you get to see a number of small arches as well as the famous Moebius arch and the heart-shaped arch. Well worth the short hike. And here is the symbol of Alabama Hills. Wow, Alabama Hills sure did live up to my expectations. Look at this. It's incredible. Now we're going to watch that little cloud behind Mount Whitney, and in a minute or two it's going to evaporate, and then another cloud will come and take its place as the water comes off the Pacific and up the Sierra Nevadas. See on the right there, second cloud starting to form. The one on the left is starting to disappear. Here is Moebius Arch, with Mount Whitney framed in the background. So we're just sitting here in the shade of the van in our free boondocking site, looking across the dirt road, and right up there is our location. We're going to hike up there for sunset. Rock formation, this little arch is called the Eye. And this is the view from the other side of our van and our camp spot tonight. That parking lot in the distance over here is the trailhead for our arch loop, which we just did, where the Moebius arch was. So after a short but strenuous climb up to the Eye, this is the view back with the Sierra Nevada mountains in the background. Well, I really hope you liked today's video. This is one of the good ones here. We really enjoyed Death Valley, and Alabama Hills is absolutely out of this world. Highly, highly recommended. Best boondocking site I've ever seen. Thanks for watching, and please like and hit that subscribe button. Till next time, happy travels.